Hi.
No.
We're at Churchfields.
Hiding
We're
behind
eating
the ice cream.
We'll try and chat as we eat, but we might have to stop when we get to the crunchy bits.
Oh, it made my nose run.
It's the best ice cream ever, though.
It's really, really lovely.
It is well worth.
I've got Gold Rush, which was honeycomb, is it fudge?
Something like that.
And vanilla ice cream.
I've
And
got cherry. Oh. I don't think I've ever had cherry ice cream, actually.
So if you never had it, what made you have it?
Because I like cherry yoghurt. So I thought it might be similar.
And it is.
Yeah. It's definitely like just an ice cream version of a black cherry yoghurt.
Oh, nice.
It's really nice. I just had a really funny thought. I hope watching women eat ice cream isn't like a fetish for anybody.
Probably is.
Can you imagine
We'll get the most followers
we'll have
ever
like
now.
all the viewings coming in.
We should be on that other website. What's that?
OnlyFans. Could you imagine?
We've set this up to try and make a little bit of money. And actually, the offshoot of that is that then we sit here once a week and eat ice cream for people to buy and we make more money out of that. We should try that actually. How do you get on OnlyFans?
I think it's easy. I did look a while ago. Not going to lie. It's crossed my mind. Because I thought I've got the equestrian niche, haven't I? Of like...
You can be in jodhpurs.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought I wouldn't need to be naked. You wouldn't need to see my face. All I do have to do is set up the camera on the tripod and take pictures of my arse.
Why do you eat ice cream?
Well, I don't know. Would they know that I was eating ice cream? I'm not sure. Anyway, let us know if there's a market for that.
We suddenly get loads of followers.
That would be funny.
Hilarious.
I'm conscious that I don't want to leave it too long because it's starting to melt already. Because it's actually quite warm, isn't it, today?
It is. The sun's trying to get through the cloud, isn't it?
It's doing its best. I've still had to put extra layers on because I'm still freezing. I think it's because I'm tired.
It's got a cold nip. Why are you tired?
Went out to a show yesterday. Well, I went for a walk up Breedon Hill first. So I went to the yard. Let's start at the start. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Went to the yard nice and early, sorted Gilly out. Went for a walk up Breedon Hill. About 2.5 hour walk or something like that. Then went out to a show for the afternoon. I'm not going to say I hate showing, that's really bad. You can't figure out the timings of how long it's going to take.
Yeah, a bit like ours.
So we didn't even get back to the yard till 7 o'clock.
Oh,
so
God.
it was for a really long day then. I'm knackered now. But it was a good day.
Why? It's too cold. Why did you do Breedon as well as the show?
Because it seemed like a really good idea at the time. I think because I hadn't really got enough time to go on Saturday. And just thought I'd go and fill a gap instead of going home and sit and get home for like 2.5 hours, whatever.
You could have just walked to the end of the lane and back.
Well, I could have. It would have taken 2.5 hours though. I'd have been a bit bored then. There are some people on there who do like, you know, the educational stuff that you do, like all the dog stuff and that. Some people just do stuff like that. Saw a story a while ago. An Olympic, it wasn't a rower, but something to do with boats, or canoeist or something like that. He was using it to do tutorials, I don't know, something like that on there, and he got dropped from all his sponsorships and everything because it was OnlyFans. Purely because it was OnlyFans. And he was like, but have you looked at the content? Have you seen what it actually is? And he wasn't doing anything, you know, that he shouldn't have been doing. And he was dropped. Ridiculous. I don't know how that panned out, but...
It's just because it's got such a negative reputation, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Methinks we should investigate it. People pay for the weirdest things, don't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, I'm saying that we're discussing it. Me and one of the ladies at the yard, I'm not going to say who, she'd watched a programme that Stacey Dooley made about fetishes and things that people are paying for. And it was silly things like crushing insects under their feet. People are paying to watch somebody do that. Weird, but you know, whatever floats your boat, I suppose.
I suppose it's like, I love watching Pimple Popper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't bring myself to watch it.
And things like that. Or the other one I love watching is the Hoof Man. I don't know what it's called, the Hoof Doctor or something. So with cows and, he does horses, don't know, but it's mostly cows. Puts them in the holder and gets their foot. Yeah. And they've got nails or whatever, or maggots.
Yeah.
And he scrapes it all off and then cleans it all up and puts the iodine in and jet
Yeah.
washes it and all of
Yeah.
that. I could watch that for hours.
Hmm.
So if he was like only on there, then I'd probably pay a couple of pounds a month to have access to that.
Okay. Interesting.
Because it's just that, I don't know, that cleaning it out and that kind of, yeah, I love things like that. But then I suppose, and I know where fetishes come from, is that it starts as small fetishes and then they don't get their kick any longer. Once it becomes a normality in life, they will no longer get their kick. So then they will up to the next level and the next level. It could become a physical thing as time goes on. And that's where fetishes develop, isn't it? Mm. There's a small child going off over there that's slightly obsessed with us. Hasn't taken its, you see that one in their arms? Hasn't taken its eyes off her. And even to the point where her mum is, I'm assuming it's a she, I don't know, where her mum is like looking at us as if, who are you? How does my child know you?
How strange. Maybe the child just wants our ice cream. It
It's the ice cream rather than the
Yeah,
us.
it might be that.
Should we get told off for going down the slide?
I was just thinking, is there any reason I couldn't? I don't know. Would I fit in there? I don't know if I fit in there. Sure.
Fit?
Yeah. I don't know if I'd fit through the hole at the top.
Yeah, well, I was looking at it for me. No, I can fit through there. I'm sure you can. From here. I'm just going to ask, can I search OnlyFans to watch people eat ice cream?
Food for thought for a Monday morning. Do we actually start then?
Go on then.
We're at Churchfield, you'll gather by now.
Oh, is that recording?
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, let's take the bits off that we probably shouldn't be discussing in public.
It's
okay.
Conversation.
There's no one else here right now, so it's all good.
No.
It's all fine.
Okay, so let's talk horse. Tell me what's been up with
yeah.
the man.
So, obviously a while ago, he had his feet and everything changed, didn't he? And everything was well for a while, and then the last few weeks he's just started going a little bit off again.
Okay.
So he's dropping his hind toes again slightly. Behaviour's a little bit weird, generally a little bit odd. The vet has now been out. He came out last week.
Can I just ask what
go on.
dropping his hind toes means?
So when he walks, and he's supposed to walk like this.
Yeah.
He's
He's dragging them.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, not
okay,
horrifically.
Yeah, but they're just.
But the one more than the other one. He doesn't tend to do it so much with the left, but he does it with the right, and you'll just see he squares his toe off. I'll try and take a picture if I can.
Yeah.
He was shod last week, so they might not look too bad at the moment. Yeah, he's just not quite picking it up properly. Can't really figure out why. It might just be that his last injections have worn off because it was just painkillers he was given last time, so they might just, they are generally done like 6 to 12 months or something like that.
Okay.
So it might just be that. But the vet came out, and so I just messaged him. I said, look, I really want to get to the bottom of it. So he starts doing flexion tests, and it was really annoying because he flexed one of the back legs and then trotted off lame on the front one. I was like, oh, for God's sake.
Really?
Yeah, so it probably wasn't related, but I don't know. It was very strange. Yeah, he did his back one. It might be that he was taking the weight off the back one because that was hurting him. He was putting more on the front one, which made the front one look lame. I don't know.
Yeah.
So he's coming back out this week, and we'll start nerve blocking and prodding and poking.
So going back to flex testing, what does that do? How does that?
How
does it look if I stood here and watched a
so
flex test?
it's holding a leg up in a particular position that will move a particular joint in a way that when you put the leg on and ask them down to the floor and ask them to trot, you'd be able to see if it's hurting, basically.
Oh, okay.
I don't particularly like them. I always say they're a little bit harsh. I think if someone held my leg up and asked me to run, I'd probably fall over.
Yeah.
So they are a little bit harsh, but it just kind of gives you a better way of pinpointing where something might be coming from. So we'll see how we go with the nerve blocks. We're just going to start at the bottom and work our way up.
So nerve blocks, are they injection?
Yeah, so it literally just cuts off whatever the nerve in that joint or whatever is feeling. So if they then go sound once you've blocked it, you know where you're aiming for medicating or whatever. You at least know what to be looking at.
So that must be, you must take a systematic approach to that then. So you said start at the bottom.
Yeah, so
go around the hoof.
It'll be somewhere in the hoof. I'm not quite sure how he's going to get into the hoof. I will let you know once I've seen it, because I've not had this done before, so it could be interesting to see how we go.
So that's an injection in.
Yep, injection in, and then see how he looks once he's injected.
And how long is that? Like an instant thing?
I think so.
Does
I think
it
you
last
put
for a
them
long
in.
time?
No, it'll wear off fairly quickly. So you put it in, it'll work in about something like 10, 20 minutes, I think it is. Then you can see whether they're sound. It'll stay 24, 48 hours, something like that. So it won't last a long time. It'll just come back out pretty quickly.
Thing,
No,
not like a cortisone injection. Or
no,
anything
not
like
at
that.
all. So it would just pinpoint it, and then we could then cortisone it to medicate it
Yeah,
basically if we want
okay,
to.
yeah.
See what we think is going on. So the one that we're looking at, the front one, has got a tiny bit of arthritis in that we know from when his feet were x-rayed last time. There was the slightest little bit. Probably wouldn't be enough to cause lameness, but then each to their own.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
So
it
he
might
have a really low pain threshold.
it might be
like,
really
yeah,
bothering
but
him,
yeah,
or it might
yeah.
be something completely separate.
Yeah, yeah.
I did occurred to me the other day that actually he lost that shoe the other week, about a week before the vet came out. So it might just be that he was actually a bit footsore. He might be perfectly sound on Wednesday on that one. We'll see how we go. But the plan is medicate his hocks again anyway, do his back legs, and then see how we go.
So does it make him? Does it distress him in any way when he's?
It's hard to say. It sort of seems like it doesn't, but then I start getting all the funny behaviour with it. So like, I didn't even manage to turn him out yesterday. I walked him up to the field and I attempted to get the head collar off him, and I couldn't even get to him to get the head collar off.
Because he was doing.
He just took off across the field, just dragged me halfway across the field behind him.
Oh really?
So I was like, right, come back down again, back in the stable then, mate, staying there for the day. I was like, if I can't take the head collar off you, then you can't go out, that's it. So it's stupid things like that are completely random. And I go, I don't see how this is related, but pain can give them stomach ulcers. And then this I would consider his ulcer symptoms, because then when I treat him, he goes back to normal. So although he doesn't look particularly lame, he doesn't look like he's uncomfortable, he doesn't feel uncomfortable, but I start seeing the behaviour change first. And I started seeing that a couple of months ago, and it's just getting progressively worse, and he's just a complete bonkers thing to try and deal with at the moment. So I handed him to Chloe this morning. I was like, you have him, because he doesn't do it to Chloe. I think it's just because he'll communicate with me more than he will with somebody else.
Okay, yeah.
So,
or is it? Yeah, so is it a behaviour thing or a pain thing? Because there's always that debate, isn't it? I had this debate with somebody years ago.
Yeah.
Her Ken was aggressive when she handled it on the table. And I said, but if it was pain, then surely it would be all the time. So is he aggressive when the vet handles him on the table? And she said no. And I'm like, is that a behaviour thing then?
Yeah.
Or is that a pain thing?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Like,
yes, it is,
how do you figure it out?
I know, and it's really hard, because if it was pain, when we have pain, it's almost a consistent thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then just thinking about myself and my back, it's hurting now because I'm sat weird, but actually in normal life, it's not so bad. But if I do things that trigger it, then it's bad. So that's an intermittent thing.
Yeah.
But if it's always tied with the social, so you're just saying like he's fine with Chloe.
Yeah. Well,
then
I say
that-
fine. I say fine. If I watch and I stand and watch her in the stable with him, he does some of what he does with me,
Yeah.
just not as dramatically.
Yeah.
So like little things like you go in with the head collar and he'll sort of swing his head away, or his movements are just a bit sharp and you can see him being a little bit funny.
Yeah.
But he doesn't then get worse, whereas he'll escalate that with me.
Yeah.
But given that I've had him, it'll be 9 years this summer, I know he's not a naughty horse.
No.
So I know that he's
But there's always a
communicating
reason
something.
behind that, isn't
Exactly,
there? Because
yeah.
that's what it's same in dogs. We're asked to get beyond the naughtiness, because we think that behaviour is naughty. But what are they actually saying?
Exactly
isn't it?
that,
And it's
yeah.
that underlying thing that's there.
Yeah, and certainly when the vet comes in, he must think I'm completely insane, because he sees this little angelic horse that just does exactly as I ask him to, and he just stands there. He had cuddled with him the other day and everything. I'm like, this is normal Gilly, but then is that him just slightly shutting down because there's someone here and he doesn't know what's about to happen?
Yeah.
So there's an element of that as well, potentially, especially with a horse like him who is so sensitive.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to figure it all out. All I know is every time I've treated him for ulcers previously, the behaviour settled back down again. So...
Well, and they are now with humans, aren't we? We're trying to find. No, we are finding out that the stomach and the microbiome is actually the brain.
Yeah, it's all linked,
It's
isn't
a
it?
second brain,
Yeah,
or really
yeah,
is it?
absolutely.
I think it's a first brain, and that's a second brain.
Yeah, I think so.
That operates off this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because everything that we are and being comes from our food and our diet, doesn't it? And our environment, we smell and feel and everything.
Yeah.
And then the brain registers that after. But your stomach really is the trigger.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, isn't it?
Definitely. Yeah.
Improve. So what's the treatment for stomach ulcers?
It is different depending on what kind of ulcers they are, because they can get two different types, depending whether it's in the bottom or the top of the stomach.
Yeah.
He generally responds to omeprazole and I think it's called sucralfate.
Okay.
Seems to work for him. So we should go with that. It's on its way to me at the moment. And as soon as it arrives, I shall stick him back on another round, another 30 days, and see how he goes. See if we can calm him back down.
Interesting, isn't it?
It is.
That is then, or is it the stomach then that's causing the pain elsewhere?
This is the problem, isn't it?
We just don't know enough about it at the moment, do we?
No, and certainly in horses, the way I say you can get them on the top and the bottom. The ones on the top are generally, I think it's the top is associated with like acid splash, so the stomach itself is causing its own problems effectively, or poor management, depending on how we look at it. And the lower ones are generally pain related, I believe, which obviously you can scope for. I haven't scoped him for them. I've just gone down whack the treatment in and see what happens. And treatment works, so why put him through the stress of starving him and scoping him and whatever if I know what works for him. So if it carries on, then obviously I will have him scoped at some point. But
that, you mean put the camera down? To scope.
Go and see what's going on the inside. But obviously he has to stand starved to empty his stomach out, which I always feel a bit mean about.
Yes, it's a means to an end sometimes, isn't it? I hate it when we have to take the puppies for their one blood test and they have to be starved.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and then it's really hard then when it's living in a small house. There's nowhere to put them where they can't smell breakfast.
Yeah,
I just want to go and put them in the car, but it's not safe.
Oh,
but it's you feel mean, don't you? Doing it? But it's a means to an end.
Yeah, if it's got to be done, it's got to be done, sort of thing.
Yeah, but like you say, if you know that you can cure him with the omeprazole or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
It's interesting, isn't it? Gosh.
It is. It's fascinating.
So, is there anything? What's in omeprazole? Can that be replicated naturally or adjusting diet?
I don't think you can literally make it, because it blocks the secretion of stomach acid, so it allows it to heal.
I don't know, feeding him different things.
I mean, you could
boost his ability to deal with pain.
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I mean, there are people who think that you can. Like, there's a lady I'm working with. She's a holistic therapist.
Yes.
And it's like all about various herbs and this and the other at different times a year. But I'm just not 100% sure. I think that's okay for support, but I think when you've got an issue, I think sometimes you've got to just go down the medical route and get it sorted, because I can't leave him the way he is. It's breaking my heart to see him as he is at the moment. So just get him fixed if we can, and then try and find something to support him as I go along.
How old is he? Is it an old
17?
age thing?
No.
So he's a middle-aged horse, is he? Or is he
yeah. It's hard to say, really. I suppose the average horse would probably live to 25, maybe. Take a guess.
Yeah, so he's maturing.
But, I mean, considering he's ex-racehorse, he probably won't make it as long as a non-raced horse. It's, they have not a bad start to their life, but a hard start to their life. Running from the age of 2 and that, it takes its toll on them. So, but given that he's ex-racehorse as well, it does make a difference. They're more prone to it, I think. But actually, if you look at the proportion of how many leisure horses in the UK have ulcers, it's something stupid like 90%.
90?
Something stupid like that.
Really high?
I'd need to check the numbers, don't quote me on that, but it's really, really high. But so many people just ignore the signs, don't see the signs.
That's huge, man.
Yeah, which brings up the question of, is the management of the horses right?
Well, it's really that makes me think. You say about management of the horses. We've briefly talked about it before when we went to when I went to Nep with Dorinda last year, and they've got lots of, can't remember what ponies running free, and the horse people amongst them. I'm walking along on this beautiful walk one day, and I'm like, there's ragwort everywhere, and clumps of it, and I'm like, are they talking about horses running in here? And actually, then isn't it poisonous?
Yeah.
So when we stopped and we had a chat, this lady said, I keep horses and I'm really concerned about the amount of ragwort you've got. And he said, well, you can see that the horses have kept the grass short. And he put it to her, rather controversially, he said, that horses will only eat ragwort when they're forced to, because their field isn't big enough. Yeah. So here they've got, I don't know, hundreds of acres to run around in, hectares of it. Yeah. He said, so they don't have to eat it. Yeah. So you could argue that actually you've got too many horses in your field for that, and then you're forcing your horse to eat ragwort. She wasn't very pleased. But you kind of think, maybe we really need to rethink how we keep our animals. And the dog world is going through a similar thing at the moment with the this new assessment that the government are saying they're not bringing in, and that's looking at the health of how dogs are bred and their shape and all the rest of it. And there's some hard things that we've got to think about for the benefit of our animals. Yeah,
I hadn't looked into it too much. It was a massive long list of breeds that were potentially at risk, wasn't it? It was
60,
huge.
Yeah, there's about 60 breeds that will be banned, removed. Yeah, potentially. Won't be able to be bred from if this comes through. But then, when you look at some of the breeds, and it's no good now sitting here and saying, oh, they've been bred for 200 years like that. If they can't walk, and there's a lot of breeds as well, and it's that can't mate naturally.
Yeah,
Well,
see, I
if
think that's
breeds
insane.
can't mate naturally, or breeds that have to be supported by antibiotics, dogs. Some of these dogs are dependent on antibiotics. Well, we shouldn't be breeding these dogs. We should, if they can't mate naturally, and some breeds they can't have puppies naturally because their heads are too big to pass through the pelvis.
But that's not how it should be then, is it?
No. So those are these things shouldn't happen.
No.
So part of me agrees with the assessment, and the other part's going,
Oh my God.
yeah, quite, yeah. But it's a sharp wake-up call, isn't it? That actually, you know, in our management of these animals, because it's what we want, we need to actually look at it from the animal's point of view and the longevity. And for a breed to be dependent on, I don't know, C-sections to survive, then should it survive, or should it be outcrossed to something to give it a bigger
something
pelvis?
needs to be changed, doesn't it?
Fundamentally changed, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's when you say about 90% of the horse population having stomach ulcers, that's horrendous.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely horrendous. Why is that? Is that something in the food? Is that because they're stressed in the way that we've kept them? Because we know stomach ulcers are caused from stress, pain, all of that.
That's it.
That's a direct correlation in humans. So our horse is stressed by, and it's horrible things that it's hard to look at, but that we think we may have caused these problems.
And people don't want to look at that. People don't want to think, they don't want to think they've caused stress to their horses. They don't want to think they might have caused this problem themselves.
No.
I mean, it's that whole thing of same as people. Some people will be more stressed by things than other things. Same with the horses.
Yeah.
So some horses will be more prone to them because they are naturally highly strung or whatever. But at the same time, I think you've got to make it your mission to make sure the horses are happy and comfortable and whatever you can do to
the best of our ability.
Yeah, all you can do is the best you can do, but to just ignore something completely just isn't on.
No.
In any sense of anything with the animals.
No.
You've got to be the voice for them, haven't you?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. And it's not our voice, is it? This is where I love Temple Grandin. I'm sure I've mentioned her before. She's the autistic. Oh God, I love her. I've never met her. I would adore to meet her. She is adore to meet her. That's not really good speaking. I would love to meet her. So there's a film called Temple Grandin. She is an autistic lady, and she grew up in America, where my geography of America is useless. But I think she was grew up on a cattle farm. And she spent a lot of time with cows, and because she was autistic, people just blew her mind. She could not deal with people around her. And I don't know why she went to an abattoir or something, but she saw that the cows, when they walked them to the dip, it was just a square dip. Have I never told you about this?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Don't think so.
Right, okay, so the dip is there.
Okay.
And it's it's just, the concrete stops. The dip is there, and then the cow gets down, and there's a slope out the other side. So the aim is that the cow is forced off the edge of the thing, goes down into the dip, is decontaminated, walks up the other side, and then goes off into the abattoir. Well, they had a high number of deaths of cattle drowning. So Temple was out in the pastures, watching cows walk down a natural slope into a lake, and they would almost submerge themselves to get out of the heat or flies off them or whatever. So she then went to an abattoir and said, look, I think you should put a slope in. And they were like, oh, you're a woman, you know nothing, because it's male-dominated cowboy kind of territory.
Right.
She managed to work with one guy and persuaded him to put a slope in, and the amount of cows that died from drowning went down to like 1 in 12 months. So they're massive profits, all money orientated, but she was like coming at it from the angle of the cattle. And this film, and it's time after time in this film, she sees it from the animal's point of view. And because she couldn't stand anyone hugging her, but she needed comfort, she built herself a cattle crush. So she's at university, and out of wood she got this cattle crush because she saw that when the cows went into the crush and they tightened it all up, they'd be panic to start, and then they'd relax. So she was like, I wonder if that's the same for me. So she got in the cattle crush, and it was. So she then went and built herself one at university.
Yeah.
And she was very lucky to have a really kind and considerate roommate that understood her in the cattle crush. So then when she'd have a stressful situation that she couldn't work out, because of her autistic way of thinking, she'd just go and dive in the cattle crush. And there's
Interesting.
one really, really good part of the film where she is absolutely sobbing her heart out because of this horrific occurrence. And the cattle crush, because it's that bit like, weighted blankets.
Yeah.
All those kind of things, what a
Yeah.
hug will do for somebody that can tolerate, human touch. So it's fantastic. And I've read a couple of her books as well, but what she teaches you is to see it from the animal's point of view. Not what we think they see, what they really see and how they think and feel. And another one, I'll just bore you with that. She was called into an abattoir because at 3 o'clock every day, whatever particular time it was, the cows wouldn't go down the chute to go through to the kill bit down there. They couldn't work it out. The rest of the day they all went through, but 3 o'clock every day. So they called Temple in, explained that, and she said, has anyone been down the chute? No, of course not. So, okay, fine. So she walks down the chute at 3 o'clock and sees that the sunlight is coming through a window and reflecting on a little piece of silver down there.
Right, okay.
And it glares at you.
Yeah.
And that's why the cows wouldn't go down there at 3 o'clock. So she just did whatever, rubbed it out, stuck some tape over it.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
How
But
funny.
that simple thing is like, see it from the animal's point of view.
Yeah, absolutely.
See it. And she's fantastic. She's written some brilliant books, and she's great for the autistic community as well.
Oh, right, okay.
And the film ends with her mum. She goes with her mum to an autistic presentation, and the government are there going, these children, they should be not locked up, but they should be in institutions, they're a burden and all the rest of it. And Temple stands up and says, I've got this qualification, I'm doing this, I've done a doctorate, I'm da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and they're all like, and you've got autism. It was the classic end, because she was like, yes, give them the right space that my mum gave me, my family gave me, my friend at uni gave me, you can achieve anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's just seeing it differently.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely, I love her. I introduce
Sounds
her
good.
to so many people because she's just incredible. Because it is seeing it from the animal's point of view. And we need to do that more, don't we, to bring it back round to
Yeah, definitely.
horses having ulcers.
Yeah.
So what are we feeding them the wrong food? Are we keeping them in the wrong type of accommodation?
It could be a multitude of things, couldn't it? A combination of things as well. It doesn't have to be one single thing. It could just be
Overpopulation or anything. It could be anything, couldn't it?
not having friends, not having the right friends, having friends they don't like. Not all horses get along, and if they're stressed with the field mates, it could be something as simple as that, couldn't it?
Yeah, and the stabling thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they might not like to be in stables, might they? They might find that.
No, Gilly's definitely happy and with more turnout, but equally over the winter he doesn't like the wind and the rain, so it's like, well, big one.
Yes.
You can't be in and be out.
No, that's about our resources, isn't it?
Yeah.
I suppose in a perfect world, he'd have something like this, wouldn't it? With a stable over there.
Yeah, he can take
where
himself
can
in and out.
Yes.
Put some hay in the shelter for him, so he can bring himself in.
And then he could wrap round right out of the draft into a thing.
He can stand in, or he can go out and do what he wants to.
Like a kind of, I always imagine them to be like, because I've always thought when you go into a horse's shelter that's out in a field, it's just three sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then actually the wind still blows in there. They haven't got anywhere. So I would always like half of it and then that, so that they can then get in there.
That would be okay if it's a single horse.
Yeah.
But if you've got more horses, it doesn't work.
No.
But as a general, your shelters will be positioned in a certain
with their back
direction.
against the wind.
Yeah, so you've got like the majority, you'd have like the north wind would be blocked more than the south wind, because the south wind doesn't matter quite so much. Because at least it's warm.
Yeah.
Warmer.
But it's
If we had all the land, everybody had their own place to put their own horse, they could
it's
do the
perfect,
perfect
isn't it?
setup for them. But
absolutely.
it's just not possible.
And
We've
it's
got to do what we can do.
No, well, it's doing the best with the time and resources you have, isn't it? I had a lady some years ago ridicule me for not feeding my dog organic eggs.
Right.
Because I feed them hard-boiled eggs, I don't know, a couple of times a month or whatever, when I remember to feed them. And she was like, well, surely they should be organic. Okay, how many dogs have you got? One. Okay, how much is half a dozen hard-boiled eggs, organic eggs? And she was like, oh, I don't know, £4.50. Okay, so each of my dogs eats 2 eggs. If I've got 15 dogs,
Yeah.
here we go now.
Yeah,
I've got to buy 30 eggs.
Yeah.
At £3.50 a half dozen. That's an expensive meal.
Yeah.
Oh yes, but you can. Yeah, but you've got infinite resources. I don't. This is the best I can do.
Yeah, that's
with
it.
the resources that I've got. So
Yeah.
please don't have a go at me.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
Yeah, it's horses for courses.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, completely.
Excuse the pun, but yeah,
Yeah,
it
it is.
really is. It's fascinating.
It is.
We need to do more for our animals. I need to get on that cause, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dog world with that assessment's heading for disaster. But I don't know how to make it better.
No, I've not looked too much into it. I just, when it originally came out, I just saw whatever it was, however many breeds were potentially going to be, and this many breeds have got these things wrong with them, and I'm just like, well, that's like the majority of the breeds that you're looking at.
Common, the most common
Yeah.
ones. And you know, now in today's world, we can't stand by and say the breed has been here for 100 years, we have to keep it. Of course, it's all done by AI, and I'm like, oh. I've had instances. Little Lily came from this instance. Where we wanted to mate a mother Winnie to a particular dog. So, particular dog, stud dog came, it was a friend's dog. Winnie was growling at him, I'm not going anywhere near me, go away, go away. So I took her home, I put her with Sprouty on the yard, and to see if she would do the same with him. She went, oh no, Sprouty, I love you, mate me.
Oh, right, interesting.
And she mated. So, and
Yeah.
I've had that several times. So and I think it's, she knew, nature dictated that actually that dog isn't compatible, but this one is.
Interesting.
Some people would say, oh, it's a behaviour thing, it's that nature-nurture thing. But I think, it's part of natural selection, that she knows that her genes don't match.
Maybe.
And that then, she knew that things wouldn't work out, so she picked that mate over that mate. Well, if you're doing AI all the time, you don't have to take that away.
Yeah,
you take nature, you kind of eliminate that aspect of it, that freedom to choose.
Yeah.
And I just kind of, some of the practices are not right, and they should be stopped. And that's why I agree with the assessment, because no, you shouldn't depend wholly on C-sections or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Little puppy. Little fluffy puppy. Oh, they just tried to jump up the wall and didn't make it.
Somebody's just said their dog's not allowed to stay on its own.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
It is.
Crate train it.
Did you
teach it independence?
Did you see that study?
Yes.
About the cockapoos?
I did.
What do you think? Because I've seen two very different
Yes, I saw
responses.
The opposing view of, I sat the other day and read that, where it was only post-COVID dogs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is that the one that you read?
Yes,
about
that's
after?
it.
Yeah. They are. It's nature-nurture, isn't it? There's some breeds that shouldn't be crossed. I don't think Jack Russells should be crossed with poodles.
No,
because to make a Jackapoo, because they're just inherently not compatible. I'm probably being quite controversial now. With the ones we see in the grooming room, they don't know their arse from their elbow because their breeds are so opposing, and they shouldn't be put together.
No,
and it's just, and then we see some other crosses, but the cockapoo. Yes.
All I know is almost every, I'm not going to say every, a lot of the doodle crosses, all I hear from the grooming room is, don't like my legs touched, don't like my feet touched, don't like being brushed, don't like this, and I'm just going, is it enough of a coincidence?
Is it? But is it because those dogs, because we get some of them that are absolutely fine with being groomed, is it because a lot of them are owned by people that just jumped on the bandwagon of having a dog?
Potentially.
So these are people, and as hard as it is, and as controversial as it is, there are people that shouldn't have dogs.
Yes.
Because of their time, their resources, whether that's financial time, family commitments, or whatever.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have a dog in their lives.
Yeah.
So therefore, they're actually not they haven't it's husbandry. So that puppy hasn't, when they brought it home at 8 weeks, it didn't have its legs touched again until it was 6 months and it's in the groomers.
Yeah.
Or as a lot of them, when they were unscrupulously bred, those breeders, to sell them, said, oh no, they're hypoallergenic, won't need grooming until it's 12 months time.
Yeah, I've heard so much of that.
So
then they bring them in this matted mess and go,
at 12
sorted.
months and expect us to groom it. And then the dog is absolutely terrified because it's never heard clippers, anything like clippers. It's never been in the grooming room.
Yeah.
So you can imagine all of those fears that that dog is feeling.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to groom it.
It's really difficult, isn't it? Because, like I said, it's whole nature versus nurturing and how they've been brought up. And
yeah.
you think the only way you're ever going to get a really, really true answer of whether this breed or this breeding has got an actual problem bred into it is by having the dogs brought up by the same people in the same routine, the same way, and everything being done exactly. You cannot.
There's no control.
There's too many variables on it
variables.
to be able to make it a complete.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you do see a lot of problems with them and behavioural problems with them, but you don't really know what's caused that.
No, but then in the grooming room, when you look at the pure breeds, you know, I obviously do a lot of Cairn Terriers, and I visited a lot of Cairn Terrier breeders, and it's really interesting now that I'm in my 50s. I can look back over the last 30 years where I've got to know people, not closely, but you see and you observe when you go to dog shows, and those breeders that I would consider a little bit more hands off, their puppies when they come into groom, or adults when they come into groom, are terribly behaved.
Oh, right, okay.
Because they haven't had the close-up handling as puppies.
Yeah.
So they're not going in the nest when the puppies are 3-4 days old and handling them. They just put food down for them when they're 3 weeks.
Oh, interesting.
They haven't had a lot of handling. They don't play the radio. They don't do all the socialising stuff that we do, for example. They're terrible to groom.
Oh,
absolutely neurotic on the table. Don't touch me. Blah, blah. So you get pure breeds like that as well. And I can only talk for Cairn Terriers because I have that longevity.
Yeah.
You know, and I know a lot of the breeders. And then you see people. There was a breeder that would keep her puppies. She was paranoid about them getting fat. So she always kept them just a little bit hungry. So many of hers were scavengers. And they were the whole time, they'd be looking for food the whole time.
Oh, right.
And a lot of, at least 3 people that brought them to grooming, for me to groom, they'd had operations for eating stones, crisp packets,
right, okay.
those kind of things.
Yeah.
Well, a Cairn shouldn't do that.
No.
And if you feed them, so when I have a litter of Cairns, we have a week, usually when they're 5 or 6 weeks, where we'll free feed them. So they just have a bowl of kibble in there the whole time. Yeah. And that teaches them not to scavenge because they know that food is there. It's always there. Time, always there.
Yeah, definitely.
And I can't say dogs shouldn't be scavengers like that.
No.
They're not. They don't live their life. You know, we always hark back, but you watch any wild animal, it's not scavenging the whole time.
No, of course it's not.
It fills its belly, goes on the hunt, fills its belly, and then sleeps for a week.
Yeah, that's
until it's hungry. Oh, now I've got to be driven again, and I've got to go off and. Is it getting too noisy with all the children?
I'm hoping not, because hopefully
we've got microphones.
Yeah, it should be okay. It should be picking us up rather than. Okay. Sorry if there are people screaming, but you know.
We're sat in Churchfield in the children's play area because it's the only outside bench. So how much of that report, and like you said, there's too many variables.
Yeah, definitely. You can't control it.
No, and the new age of dog owner really doesn't understand dogs. It doesn't understand the commitment and the handling of them, and they don't talk dog either. No. Hello. Just imagine him poking the off button. That's right. What you couldn't see was a little child came to watch us on the screen there, whether it's filming us. Bless him.
Wondering what we're up to. It was the child that ran around the back of us just a second ago.
So. Oh, yes. So and it makes me a bit angry because we're failing dogs, them big time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've talked to so many dog trainers and groomers about there should be a course that people go on before they have a puppy.
I've said that about horse owning as well.
Yes, the same. Yes, absolutely. And I think there's so many parallels, isn't there? Which is actually why we came to talk. To set this up because people shouldn't they go out on a whim. They get that animal. And they're not at all prepared.
No idea
what they're doing. For the commitment, for the handling, for the talking. I say people should talk dog. I'm sure you say they should talk horse as well. 100%. And that, they just haven't got a clue. No. And then the animal suffers at the end of the day.
We had one person who moved onto our yard a few years ago now, and she'd basically had a few riding lessons, decided to buy a pony, came and puts this pony in the stable. She goes, right, okay, I'm off now. And we were like, are you going to give that pony some hay? So, sorry, what? You're going to give us some hay to eat for the night? So, oh, do I need to? Yes. Do I need to do that every night? Yes. You're going to need to feed that pony every day. And I was just like...
Who did she think was going to feed it?
I don't think she thought it needed feeding. I think that was the problem. I don't think she actually realised. I think she thought it was like a big dog. It could just, have a meal in the morning and a meal in the evening. That was it. And we were like, no, horses don't work like that. She had absolutely no clue, and it was terrifying. I was like, I cannot believe that you have bought a pony and you don't even know that you need to give this thing hay. I was just horrified.
Yeah, I know. And there was, I always say there is a whole tranche of our population that literally wake up in the morning and say, right, that'd be nice, I want a dog. They watched a film last night with a dog in, and it was beautiful and it was wonderful, and yes, it can be.
Yeah.
But they wake up, they go, I want to buy a dog. Then they go to an unscrupulous breeder because they have supply and demand. They can go and buy one for a couple of grand. There we go, got that dog. It's been brought up in the back of Beyond.
Yeah.
Never been socialised. And then they haven't got a clue.
Yeah, exactly that.
And the same with horses, I'm sure. And it's just, I don't know as you ever, education is my thing. I think we should be educating these children over here. Now, what are they? I've got no idea. Can you age children? 4, 5, 6, they're not in school, so they must be preschool age.
Preschool, yeah, got to be under 4, aren't they?
4, 5,
yeah.
These are the children that need to be marketing and getting involved in animal husbandry for the future, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Not sat in classrooms being bored out of their brains. But
like
be out on the farm, shouldn't
they? Like I think of what I did when I was a kid. You know, but from the age of 12, I was at the riding school. Yeah. The kids younger than that, we used to own a pony days. Yeah. They used to come along. They used to see what was involved in looking after the pony all day long.
Oh God, own a pony days.
Everything.
That's amazing.
You know, they were made to skip out the stables. They had to carry their own tack. The kids don't get that now.
No.
They might go along. They get straight on a pony and they hand it back to somebody and that's it.
Yeah.
And
they don't even untack it. They don't clean the tack. They don't do anything.
They don't brush the pony before they ride it. Nothing.
I can smell saddle soap. Do you know those hours spent cleaning it all? Because they took pride in all of that leatherware and everything, didn't they?
But I remember my instructor at one point when we were learning to do our stuff for our exams, she blindfolded us to get us to take our bridles apart and put them back together so we could do it without even looking at it. So that we learned exactly which piece went where. We had to figure out which holes it went on and everything without even looking at it.
Nice.
To make sure that we were well and truly
harsh, but a bit you knew stuff.
Yeah, we could do it. Yeah. But we were there crack of dawn. I'd be there from like 8 in the morning till 6 at night while I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
The kids don't do that now.
No, they're not allowed to have passion, are they? I wonder if we're a bit too clinical now with them. It would
too much red tape.
Yeah, too much red tape, too much health and safety.
Yeah, too much where there's a blame, there's a claim, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And people don't want them to get involved almost.
No. Chris has this with archery as well. It's that commitment to something. You know, and with the dog clubs, I don't know if you're involved in any horsey clubs, it's getting people to run things.
Yeah.
And then the people that run a lot of the dog stuff, they're a lot older. Yeah. 60s, 70s.
Right.
And there isn't much of an influx in at the bottom.
Yeah.
Partly because the oldies are quite good at saying, no, we do it my way or no way.
Yeah.
And that's not inviting to new people.
Yeah, definitely.
But also there seems to be quite a lack of commitment. I saw a lady this morning, she walks dogs. She walks the dog regularly around by us, and she walks probably about, I don't know, it's for a good hour and a half from where she lives, right past down Station Road and away. Yeah. And she was walking her own dog, but she was always also walking a 4-month-old puppy.
Oh, really? For an hour and a half? Wow.
And I was like, it was just, I know, an hour and a half for a 4-month-old puppy. Just seeing that puppy there made me think about it.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's just like, again, that's education, isn't it? It's about,
Yep. If you don't know, you don't know.
No.
But I think you should make it your mission to know. If you're going to have an animal, you should make it your mission to know what you're doing, at least the basics.
Yeah, I think we have it's only a dog. How hard can it be? Or only a horse. They don't think about all the other stuff, do they?
But
that's
so
where
much.
Educating the youngsters, whether they're going to have a dog or not. It would make them think about, I quite fancy a horse. It would introduce them into that, wouldn't it? It would inspire them, and it would be, they all just want to be social media stars now, don't they?
Says us.
So,
on YouTube right now.
Yeah, but, that's it, yeah.
But we're using it to do something useful, so it's fine.
Yeah, we're sharing our knowledge.
Well, we're trying to.
Trying to share our knowledge, yes.
Are we being helpful? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, there we are.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We haven't said that for ages.
No, like and subscribe.
Yeah, give us a subscribe.
Absolutely.
Get the numbers up a bit for us.
Yes, thank you.
Make it worthwhile us doing this stuff. Yes. It's nice anyway to sit and have a chat. But,
it is very nice.
We can pass some knowledge on while we're doing it.
Yeah, very much so.
Try and do that. Just thinking about you saying like the older people running things and this is how we've done things. It crossed my mind when I was thinking about Gilly and all these situations going on and different people that I work with. And I was thinking about how people have different views on things as well.
Yes.
And just because someone does something one way doesn't necessarily mean another way is wrong though. And it's just having that open-mindedness to look at something in a different way, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
And it's that dangerous thing of this is the way it's always been done.
Yes.
And sometimes it needs to actually be changed to make things better.
Yeah, absolutely. Better for the horses, better for people? Because surely we have these animals, we are the custodians of these animals for a short space of time. I get so much pleasure, and I'm sure you do, I know you do, from seeing your animal happy.
Yeah.
That ticks so many boxes. We took the dogs down the field last night, seeing them run free and skipping and jumping and rolling around, having a wonderful time.
Yeah.
I'm as happy as Larry.
Yeah, great.
And that's to see them miserable. But then a lot of people don't know what the miserable animal looks like, do they?
No, and that's half the problem, isn't it? You just don't.
No.
I don't know if they don't see it or they don't want to see it sometimes.
A mix of both.
Yeah,
it?
Potentially. Yeah. Sometimes it's ignorance and sometimes it's not wanting to.
Yeah, absolutely. And fear then, isn't it? Because you can see another way. You're introduced to another way of doing stuff, a bit like you've just said about, when people are on the yard and they won't change, and that's a fear. Yeah. Because I'm scared of the new thing. Yeah. I can hang on to what I know. Yeah. Because that's comfortable. Yeah. But actually to take that leap of faith into something that I don't know. Yeah. But that excites me. That reminds me of my grandma, bless her, when she was alive. She came out of hospital. I can't remember. My mum was cooking for her most nights. And mum, hitting a particularly busy period in my mum's life. So we got Nanny some like Wiltshire farm foods, the pre-prepared stuff. Got them delivered to Nanny, put them in Nanny's freezer. I would go up and microwave these meals for her. Oh, it's terrible. It's not. Oh, it's horrible food. Really not very nice at all. Okay, fine. So I said to Mum, get the roast dinner. Have it delivered to your house, the food, delivered to your house. Put it on one of your plates. Yeah. Cover it in your tin foil. Yeah. So I'll take it up and see what she said. Oh, Rosemary's roast dinner was lovely.
It's funny, isn't it?
And it's just the psychology of it.
Yeah,
that we all fall foul of this.
100%, yeah.
So don't press the buttons. You can watch, but don't press the buttons. What are they? Well, I don't know. Hopefully it's just us. Can you see us?
I'm hoping so.
Right. Hopefully you can just see us. It's fine. It's right. Don't worry. We were being observed by a little child again.
The same child.
It's the same child. Is it the same?
See,
I'd be useless in an ID parade.
You would,
I wouldn't have a clue which one it was.
It's the same one.
The same one. Okay, yeah, it's fine. So yes, what was I saying?
Yeah, perception and when you know whether it's something or not.
Yes, yeah, it is. And that was Nanny's kind of thing with the food, and we often giggle about that. Yeah. Because it was just dressed up to be one of Mum's, but it was still the Wiltshire farm foods, and she thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mad, isn't it?
Wrapping it up sometimes. But, is it tricking people? Is that mean, or
it's
is
the
it
placebo effect if you're doing psychological study, isn't it?
So yeah, very much so. Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
And there's the power of positive thought, isn't there? With all of that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and that can work wonders for everyone and our animals as well.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that positive thought is a good note to end on.
I think so.
I'm going to have to go to the toilet before I go home.
You've just announced that on YouTube to everybody.
Oh, have I? Yeah. I need a wee.
And on that note,
on that note, we'll end. Yes, because I'm not taking you to the toilet with me.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.